today I'm going to be doing a products that I've hit pan on video. When I asked for video suggestions, somebody requested that one and I thought it was a great idea. I don't think I've ever done one of these videos before, and if I have, it's been quite a while. So if that's the case, I'm sorry if I repeat any products, but I'm going to go through and share with you guys products that I've hit pan on either recently or in the past. And honestly, I don't have as many products as I thought I would, but part of that is because a lot of products I finish up when I really set my mind to hitting pan on them, then my goal is really to finish them up, not just to hit pan on them. So the first thing that I have here is actually a shadow that came from a palette. I decluttered the rest of the palette. I used it up in my Pan That Palette 2015. So this is the color Sable from the Loft Pro palette. And you can see there's just this little chunk of sable back here in the corner. I use this as a brow color. So when my hair is like a little bit more reddish, that's what I use for my brows. So I actually have that in my brows today. I really love this color for my brows. It is my favorite brow color because I feel like it doesn't make my brows look too much different than the rest of my hair. And so it makes it seem like they are a little bit more seamless. So I got rid of the Loft Pro palette after I used most of the colors, and then I rebought it partially because I love this color so much. So if you guys know of like reddish tinted brown colors that you would suggest for eyebrow colors along this vein, let me know that in the comments because I love this color. But then, you know, if I use it up in my Loft Pro, then I don't have it anymore and I don't want to buy a full palette to have it again. While I'm working on eyeshadows, I figure I'll go through and share with you guys the eyeshadows that I've hit pan on. Some of these you will have seen if you followed my Pan That Palette 2016. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys the things that I worked on in my Pan That Palette 2016. So in my Maybelline Eye Studio Quad in Mad for Mauve, I actually finished up 2 colors. So I finished up these 2 lighter colors over here. There's still a littlest bit of shadow left in this one here. I just filmed my update for this, but this was like the dark shimmery like burgundy-ish color. And then this one obviously is not going to get used. But I really liked this palette. I thought this was a great palette and I loved the price tag, and I used it all the time when I first started using makeup and really getting into it. These Eye Studio Quads I think are just really great. So I love this obviously, and I used up most of it. Then I also this year was working on the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. So on that palette, I actually have hit pan on 4 different shadows. So I completely finished up Venus over here, which was like a light shimmery color. I hit pan on Foxy, which is a yellowish matte color, so I use this in my brow bone. I actually hit pan on it, repressed it, and then I've hit a little bit of pan on it again. I've just about used up Walk of Shame. I just have the edges now. That's a matte cream color that I use as a transition between my crease color and my brow color. I've used up a lot of Naked 2, which is just a matte light brown color, and I've gotten really good use out of this palette. I think this is a great palette for $27. I think it's totally worth it, and it works in with lots of other palettes, and it works great as an everyday palette. So I obviously have loved that one. I also kind of worked on my little Coastal Scents Reveal 2 palette. And so this is just like a little tiny palette that I got from Birchbox, but there are 2 shades here. So this was like a peachy rose gold shimmery color, and then more of like a taupey purpley color that's more shimmery. And those 2 I hit pan on. Those are the main ones. I use this one all over my lid usually when I do a look with this, and this one in my crease. So that's usually what happens with those. And then besides the Loft Pro, which I completely used up in my Pan That Palette 2015, if you want to see any of those, I'll leave a playlist linked here. I really don't get much pan out of a lot of my palettes right now because I've been so focused on doing these palettes that I mentioned, and then before that the Loft Pro palette. So right now I don't have pan in any other palettes except for my Urban Decay Naked palette. So in this palette I have just a couple of pieces of pan. So I completely used up Sin. That was my absolute favorite color. I love that as an all over color, and I actually have that in a single now because I bought it from somebody else on a like Instagram sale. And then usually when I would use that, I would use Toasted in the crease, which is just like this pretty like taupey, purpley, shimmery color. And then I also have pan in Hustle, which I would use in the outer corner. So those were like the 3 shades that I always used when I first got this palette. So I'd use that all over the lid, this in the crease, and then this in the outer corner. So that's basically what I use out of this palette, to be honest. I love this palette, but those are the main 3 colors that I always went for. The other ones really don't have that much wear in them compared to those 3. All right, next up I have face products that I'm just going to mention. I don't have too many of those. So the first thing that I have is the Fergie Wet n Wild Take on the Day mattifying powder. This one I have to be really kind of careful with. So this one is like a translucent powder. It's got a little bit of a sheen to it, and there's not a lot of product in here. So this one actually is kind of busted up, you can see. But this one I was using, I hit pan, I repressed it, and it was good, and then I think a cat knocked it off of my desk and then it broke apart again. So I'm still working on using this up underneath my under eyes. I like it. I used it all over my face a little bit and it was nice for that. It has a little bit of a sheen, so it's not the best for that, but it did make my skin feel really soft and look a lot more flawless. I really did like this product for the price it is. I don't know that I'm going to buy it again necessarily, but I did enjoy it while I have it. And I will definitely finish it off. It just, you know, is kind of a mess right now. Another product that I've hit pan on is the Colourpop Super Shock Cheek in Prenup. And these I'm not the hugest fan of. So this I've been working on for a few months now. I really like the color. I think the color is gorgeous, but I don't love the formula of these. I know that everybody is in love with the Colourpop stuff, but I feel like it's really hard to apply this. So I end up using my fingers a lot of the time, which is fine, but it doesn't make it as even as I'd like it to be when I try to distribute it. So I probably won't buy any more cheek products from Colourpop just because I don't like the way that they apply. I also have a highlighter that I don't like to use because I feel like it's hard to get onto my face, but I love the color. So that's kind of the toss up with this. I love the color, but I don't like the formula of trying to get it on. So good and bad. Another blush that I've hit pan on, and probably the only blush that I've hit pan on maybe ever, is the NARS Orgasm Blush. So this one is one of my oldest in my collection. I got this because when I first started watching YouTube, everybody raved about this. So this one was the Laguna bronzer, which I used up in a Finish It Up project 2 years ago maybe, and then I've been working on Orgasm since. So I'm getting really close. It actually just like busted out of the side, so I don't have all that much left. You can kind of see it down here. I should probably repress it, I just haven't yet. This is a nice blush. I don't feel like it's something that I need to have. I don't think it's worth the price tag for the NARS blushes and things like that. It's not worth it to me because it's not that special of a blush. I don't love it that much, but because I paid so much for this duo, I wanted to make sure that I use them up. And plus the NARS packaging just gets so filthy gross looking, but this one I've probably been working on for close to 2 years, so I'll be glad that when that one's done. I feel like I've been neglecting my other blushes, but I wanted to get this one done and get it out of my collection. I don't know if this really counts, but I'm gonna count it anyway. This is the It Bye Bye Redness Neutralizing Correcting Cream. So when you look at it, you can actually see the bottom edge of it. This I got on sale at Ulta. I think it was like half off, and then I never used it because it was a little bit too dark for me. But this past year I've actually been really enjoying it. It is too dark for me, but there's a couple different ways that I can use it that it works pretty well, and it really does a great job at covering up redness. So either I can put it on under my foundation and then put my foundation over, and that really helps with like acne and things like that. Or I can put it on over my foundation and then put a lighter concealer on top of it, and it tends to blend out pretty well. This was about perfect for me in the summer when I was a little bit tanner, but every day it doesn't work the best for me because it's just a little bit too dark, but I've really enjoyed this. This has actually been a lifesaver. My skin has not been the greatest this past year, and this has done a really nice job at helping kind of keep it hidden. The last product that I'm going to share with you guys is the Nivea Lip Butter in Raspberry Rosé Kiss. I had another one of these that I finished up in a project pan in the last year. This one I've made pretty good progress in this year. I should be able to finish this up in the next month, maybe 2, and get that one done. I love these lip butters though. I think they are great. I'm definitely going to repurchase once I finish these up because I think they are fantastic. They're really moisturizing. They feel really nice on the lips. They smell really good. I think that is a big bonus with these, and I just really enjoy them. So I will definitely repurchase these once I finish this one off, but that has been my go-to lip balm at nights and in mornings. And that is it for the products that I've hit pan on. So not actually a lot of stuff, but it tends to be when I hit pan on something, I really work on using it up instead of letting it sit with just pan in it. I do have some schwa samples that have pan on them, but I feel like that's kind of cheating because schwa samples are small samples that are meant to only be used a few times, even though some of them can last a lot longer than that. So I'm not going to include those, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have hit pan on anything recently, let me know that in the comments below. I would love to hear if there's products that you guys are working on using up, or if there's products that you've loved that you just hit pan on because you just love using them so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.